So, video number uno. Didn't even introduce myself, but I don't feel like we're recording it. My name's AJ. So, my property is in the Tucson area, and I had to learn a lot about erosion control, diverting monsoon rains, as well as kind of what happens with this dirt once it's moved and set up. Really lends itself to eroding away really bad the first rains. I was shocked how much eroded away, and then after those rains it wasn't too bad, but it's kind of, better to do preventative measures than kind of wait for things to go really bad and then you have to rebuild. So for the dirt work here on my property, I say a lot, so sorry, not sorry. For the dirt work here on my property, mainly used Mike with Earthworks. The KS at the end of works is just an X, so it should be pretty easy to find. Cannot recommend him enough. I tried for some of this project before I had him, or intermittently I wanted to do some clearing and stuff on my own. Got a bobcat, got a tractor rented when I was doing some the water line and gas sleeve for the property. I tried doing some of the work myself. It's just infinitely cheaper to just pay him, have him bring out his equipment or rent the equipment, whatever he does, than to just rent it and spend days doing it yourself. Honestly, way cheaper. Where we're standing right now is my backyard, and there was a wash that came through my backyard through the center of my house and then kind of found its way out the front of the property into neighboring properties. So with that wash being diverted and my backyard kind of being actually built up a little bit, I'll take you back and show you kind of what that wash looked like. So not a wash that really originates too far off property. If you can't see it, it's maybe only 2 feet below grade. It's only about 3 feet wide. So that ran right through the center of the property. So Mike helped tremendously, but we diverted that back around. Once you put this fence in, you can't even tell it's back here. But just to keep grade, dug it down quite a bit and brought that out around where I could make my backyard. We just kept that level because right past here, it starts grading up, so you have to go even deeper. So we were kind of able to make a decent backyard that way, get it around towards the front yard. What I've been having issues with the monsoons, the reason I still have some sandbags, is all the water from here would just slowly make its way over here, settle here, and then with enough rain, it's almost coming in my back door. So with a small tractor, I made, this is about 1.5-ish foot deep trench from one side all the way out, and I plan on coming back later digging this out to the front of the property, but for now this is probably enough just to give the water somewhere to go, that honestly I don't know if I even need to bother with that. The issues I had was this whole area along the concrete, the dirt was flat. So if you're doing this yourself like I ended up doing, instead of hiring out Mike or you're a dirt professional, I dug here, then screeded to give it a level so that it would come into the trench here. Just easier, make your level, then dig your trench. I went back and forth, and it just tripled my time. But we've had a rain since I did this, and it worked really well. So this is riprap that I used for the front yard to repair a culvert, and thankfully I had a few tons left over, and I didn't know when you buy decent sized riprap there's going to be a lot of little rock mixed in, so it kind of matches my rock for the rest of my property. But like I said, I may take this up around because between here and over here there's not much of a level change, so I may have to dig it down so that the water finds its way out. But I know after several monsoon rains that out here there is some pooling in some spots, but it's able to kind of find its way out. So I'll walk up to the front. I'll kind of show what I've had to do. So where we're standing for my driveway, actually right about where we're at now, it would start just gentle sloping down. So it was kind of like bring a bunch of dirt in, pack it down, bring a bunch of dirt in, pack it down. And it just made for quite a bit of work. Well, as soon as the rains hit, this area over here chunked out like crazy. So I had to get all that riprap. Maybe best to show it. I had to get all that riprap. Maybe best to show it from the other side. One of the times it sucks to have a privacy fence. So I ordered, I want to say 15 tons of riprap and placed it all here. I think I moved about 3 tons of dirt by hand in my truck, just repairing this area where it just kind of came down, because every time it would rain, huge channels would chunk out. Because it's freshly moved dirt, it seems to move a lot easier than stuff that's kind of settled over time. Put some prickly pear here. Maybe I'll get some pears, maybe not. But just kind of did that there to make it look nice for my neighbor, because our property line is, you know, this T-post just kind of extends back that way. Make it look nice. Maybe give me some prickly pear. We'll see. Next big, or earlier big project, the wash came right through here. Had to build a road over it. So I was able to find a 2-foot culvert. And if you're doing this yourself, it can be done, but probably best to consult an expert if you don't have anybody who's knowledgeable. Mike with Earthworks did this for me. Got, I want to say, a 22 or 24 foot culvert, I think 2 feet wide. And it's, you know, compaction, just get the dirt really damp, not to where it's muddy, but really damp. Just drive over it, pack it down, you know, just rinse and repeat. And then I started having, with the monsoons, started having my sides around my culvert wash out. Over here had a big area where the water would just swirl, and then it just chunk to where there was dirt missing like all the way to here. So yeah, you can see all this recently disturbed dirt over here with the where the septic fields were, and everything was cleared out, how much it eroded out with the monsoons. So yeah, it's my little tutorial on erosion. So yeah, take care, God bless. Don't be willing to compromise the man or woman you want to be.